Yo, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another Sonic What If video, and in today's Sonic What If video, we will be doing What If Mecha Sonic Was Good Part 2. Last time, we tackled an alternate version of Sonic 2, where instead of Mecha Sonic appeared during Knuckles' story, Mecha Sonic instead appeared during Sonic's story, when him, Tails, and Knuckles were all trying to raise Sky Sanctuary and face the Death Head. Here, Sonic managed to go ahead and get on top of the Death Head. However, Mecha Sonic wasn't able to go super with the Master Emerald, and thus Tails and Knuckles managed to beat him, and he crashed on Angel Island. And thus, with this remains, Tails managed to reprogram Mecha Sonic and have him become an ally for the heroes, which is definitely needed, as Dr. Eggman ended up fleeing the Island in order to capture some birds there. Alongside this, Eggman ended up building a brand new robot, Silver Sonic Mark II. And then once the heroes arrived, the heroes shortly encountered Silver Sonic Mark II. And after a couple of settlements out the adventure, in the end, they managed to defeat them by having both Sonic and Mecha Sonic go super. However, Silver Sonic Mark II swore that he would get revenge on Mecha Sonic, as both Mecha Sonic and Silver Sonic Mark II have formed a rivalry of some sort. Think of it as Emerald and General's rivalry, and the Sega series just wanted Emerald to survive. It's kind of like that, where Mecha Sonic and Silver Sonic Mark II have a very similar rivalry as well. Alongside this, though, the reason why Eggman didn't play Metal Sonic was because Metal Sonic wasn't available at the time. But now that we're about to tackle the events of Sonic Mania, Metal Sonic is fully operational and ready to go for the events of Sonic Mania. Before we go ahead and get into this, make sure you guys go ahead, like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below if you're excited for part 2 and talk about part 1. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive back in where we left off. We open up as we see all the heroes be transported to Green Hill Zone. Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Mecha Sonic were shocked as the hard-boiled heavies stand there now, having been changed from simple Eggman robots. All of them stand there shocked and contemplate what to do. However, Mecha Sonic ends up going in, attempting to punch them all in the face. However, the heavy magician will quickly use its magic, tricking Mecha Sonic, while the heavy rider ended up hitting Mecha Sonic in the face, throwing it down to the ground as the heavy gunner ended up shooting its gun at him, badly damaging more Mecha Sonic. Sonic, however, quickly going for spin dashes. The heavy king ends up quickly wiping the floor with Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Mecha Sonic. And thus, the hardboiled heavies will manage to go ahead and get away as the heroes get up. The heroes contemplating what just happened. Why are they back in the Green Hill Zone? And also, who were those guys and how did they become that in the first place? Thus, the heroes decided to put that off right now, and thus they begin to make their way through Green Hill Zone. However, as they're making their way through Green Hill Zone, unbeknownst to them, a certain figure is watching that we've seen all too well back in part 1, that in fact being Silver Sonic Mark II. However, next to him is a brand new robot with brand new upgrades, although it is familiar. And that robot and Silver Sonic Mark II and following the heroes out the entire time. While that's happening as well, the heroes managed to go ahead and get through Green Hill Zone all throughout the scene, with them defeating Dr. Eggman, and Dr. Eggman ordering the hardboiled heavies, with them saying, "Look, we need to come up with a new plan. Send them to Chemical Plant while I evacuate and come up with my next strategy." And thus the hardboiled heavies quickly go ahead and turn Green Hill Zone into Chemical Plant, as Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Mecha Sonic end up arriving there. And thus they go ahead and begin to clear through the zone. However, unbeknownst to them, Dr. Eggman is also watching them as well, and ends up contacting both Silver Sonic Mark II and the other robot, them saying, "Are you two ready yet?" Silver Sonic ended up saying, "Affirmative." "Good. Meet me there, now." And thus, Dr. Eggman ends up meeting up with the mysterious robot and Silver Sonic Mark II as Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Mecha Sonic arrive. Sonic speaks up. "Look, Egghead, I don't know what you just did, but stand down, and no one gets hurt." "Oh, Sonic, you clearly haven't learned anything. You know I'm not like that. Silver Sonic, get them." And the Silver Sonic Mark II come flying out, punching Mecha Sonic in the face and spin dashing into Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. However, Tails punches Silver Sonic Mark II in the face of them, saying, "What do you think you're doing, you hunk of junk?" However, before we can continue attacking, Metal Sonic comes flying in and grabs Knuckles by the neck and throws him down to the ground, kicking him in the face. However, right before he can use his claws to damage Knuckles' eye, Sonic ends up coming and spin dashing into him, while Mecha Sonic ends up grabbing Metal's leg and throws him down to the ground and punches him in the face, sending him flying into a wall. However, Silver Sonic Mark II ends up coming up using his finger guns and blasts Mecha Sonic back. However, Mecha Sonic quickly grabs Silver Sonic Mark II, and the two of them begin to fly as they go around and back around the chemical plant, flying around, destroying stuff, and falling into the water. Silver Sonic Mark II is using his finger guns, while Mecha Sonic dodged the attack, spin dashing into him using lasers that was equipped by Tails back in part 1. So if you didn't recall, like I said, Tails ended up adding some new adjustments and upgrades to Mecha Sonic as well, one of those being lasers. And that's because he's able to retaliate and able to match Silver Sonic Mark II's finger guns. And while that's happening as well, Metal Sonic and Sonic begin to clash as well, the two of them speeding around Chemical Plant, like flashes of blue. While that's happening as well, Mecha Sonic and Silver Sonic Mark II fly in the air. Tails would attempt to help Mecha Sonic while Knuckles attempts to help Sonic. However, it gets to a point, although they're able to keep up for a while now, it gets to a point where they're not going to be able to keep up. Knuckles having to dodge split-second attacks from Metal Sonic, while Tails is being forced to dodge split-second attacks as well from Super Sonic Mark II in the air. And alongside this, his tails are tiring. So eventually, Super Sonic Mark II having enough of Tails and grabbing him by his tails and throws him down to the ground, kicking him in the face and throws him to a wall, knocking Tails out cold. At the same time, Metal Sonic gets up grabbing Knuckles and punches him in the face, followed up by an uppercut and throws him down to the ground and ends up stomping on his face as well, knocking him out cold as well, cracking the ground below. However, this pissing Sonic off and saying, "Hey Metal, I suggest you focus on me and back off my friends." And that's going to spin dashing into Metal Sonic, catching him off guard as Metal Sonic quickly gets back up and charges towards Sonic. Sonic dodges the attack as well. While that's happening, Mecha Sonic and Silver Sonic Mark II continue to fight, both of them punching and kicking each other at the same time. Mecha Sonic ends up grabbing Silver Sonic Mark II and throws him into a wall. However, Silver Sonic Mark II quickly retaliates using his finger guns and ends up grabbing Mecha Sonic as well and throws him down to the ground and almost ends up ripping off his arm. However, Mecha Sonic ends up elbowing Silver Sonic Mark II and throws him down to the ground as well, followed up by an uppercut of his own. However, Silver Sonic Mark II ends up getting back up as well, ends up using his finger guns. Mecha Sonic dodged the attacks, however, ends up punching Silver Sonic Mark II in the face. Alongside this, Sonic ends up seeing that Mecha Sonic is really beginning to struggle and the spin dashes into Silver Sonic Mark II, and Mecha Sonic decides to battle Metal a little bit. And although Mecha Sonic has managed to hold his ground, it's pretty obvious that Metal Sonic is the far stronger robot. And the two of them are locked in combat as Sonic handles Silver Sonic Mark II, spin dashing into Silver Sonic Mark II as Silver Sonic Mark II uses the homing attack. As again, back in part 1, if you can recall, Eggman ended up allowing Silver Sonic Mark II to learn the homing attack, and the Silver Sonic Mark II got it much earlier before Sonic did. And that's because of this. Silver Sonic Mark II quickly homing attacks into Sonic, throwing him off while also following up a spin dash of his own. However, Sonic gets back up as well and uses a spin dash of his own. And thankfully, having an elemental shield nearby, this one being the fire one, he manages to use the fire shield and badly damage Silver Sonic Mark II. While that's happening as well, Mecha Sonic and Metal Sonic are flying through chemical plants, so buildings getting destroyed and going through walls and falling through the water as well. Metal Sonic gets up grabbing Mecha Sonic and throws him down to the water and punches him in the face. Mecha Sonic, however, retaliates as well, ends up uppercutting Metal Sonic. However, Metal Sonic is not going down without a fight, and then ends up stomping on Mecha Sonic's stomach, ends up grabbing him by the throat and throws him back down to the ground again, followed by charging towards him and badly damaging him. However, Mecha Sonic gets using a spin dash, ends up grabbing Metal Sonic as well and throws him back onto the surface, and ends up grabbing him as well, kicking him in the face, elbowing him in the face, and then spin dashing into him. However, Metal Sonic is not going down. He activates his black shield, protecting him. And that's the grabbing Mecha Sonic as well, and throws him down to the ground and punches him in the face. However, Mecha Sonic retaliates using a spin dash. While this is happening as well, Dr. Eggman is watching as well. Sonic quickly realizes this as well, and then quickly spin dashes into Eggman's machine. However, Eggman is specifically laughing as well. And if you're wondering what machine Eggman's piloting, it's actually a prototype of the egg Viper seen in Sonic Adventure, so Eggman's piloting the prototype. And the Sonic ends up forcing dodge both Silver Sonic Mark II and a prototype of the Egg Viper, and this is not an easy fight. However, Sonic is managing. Alongside this, the hardboiled heavies are watching as well as they're able to help the Egg Viper prototype with the Faints and Ruby, thus making it stronger. Even then, Sonic manages to hold its ground. And similar to the prototype Egg Viper, the hardboiled heavies are also helping Metal Sonic and Silver Sonic Mark II. However, even then, Mecha Sonic's holding its ground. Silver Sonic Mark II decides to abandon Sonic and go after Mecha Sonic, teaming up with Metal Sonic. And thus the two of them begin to overwhelm Mecha Sonic. However, Mecha Sonic gets a quickly firing lasers, badly damaging Metal, allowing him to uppercut Silver Sonic Mark II, and managing to spin dashing him and throw him on the ground, punching him through a wall and a couple of buildings, knocking Silver Sonic Mark II out cold, at least for the time being, thus allowing him to focus his attention on Metal Sonic, who he clearly sees as the far bigger threat. Even with this rivalry with Silver Sonic Mark II, he quickly realizes which one's the bigger threat, and thus his new opponent, it being Metal Sonic, enters the ring. And it's because of Metal Sonic and Mecha Sonic continue to fight as well, their arms lock in combat. However, Mecha Sonic ends up kicking Metal Sonic in the face, doing an uppercut alongside that. However, Metal Sonic, not going down that fight, grabs Mecha Sonic and throws him down to the ground. Alongside this, he attempts to destroy his internal systems. However, Mecha Sonic manages to keep it up as well, breaking out of it. Sonic at this point has managed to defeat Eggman, forcing Eggman to retreat. And because as he calls above Silver Sonic Mark II, he manages to get back up, and Metal Sonic has to make a hasty retreat. While the hardboiled heavies end up following as well, unbeknownst to the heroes. Eggman ends up ordering the heavy gunner to go ahead and take them all on in Studiopolis, which he agrees, and thus they all end up heading off. Meanwhile, Tails and Knuckles manage to regain consciousness as well. Sonic ends up asking them, "You guys alright?" "Yeah, we're fine." "Good. We have to head to Studiopolis, whatever the next plan is." "Agreed." And the Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Metal Sonic all had to make their way to Studiopolis. The heavy gunner fight pretty much plays out the exact same here, the only difference being is the presence of the Mecha Sonic, and Mecha Sonic managing to get on top of the helicopter that the heavy gunner's piloting, and he would actually go ahead and manage to destroy it alongside the heavy gunner himself. Now, honestly, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles are against this. However, Mecha Sonic would have saying that this is more likely the best option as well, as they don't want, essentially, any of the horrible heavies to come and sneak attack them as well. Plus, they did manage to free animal side of it. And thus, the heroes agree, and thus they arrive at Flying Battery Zone. However, unbeknownst to them, both Silver Sonic Mark II and Metal Sonic are waiting for them. And thus, because of this, as the heroes quickly make their way through the zone, Silver Sonic Mark II and Metal Sonic are waiting for the right time to strike, as Eggman tells them to wait. And thus, once they make their way to the end of the zone, they end up seeing Silver Sonic Mark II and Metal Sonic waiting for them. Mecha Sonic ends up getting to a defensive stance, as does Sonic, along with Tails and Knuckles. Sonic ends up talking to Metal, with him saying, my, back for round 2, Metal? However, Metal Sonic would have glaring at them, saying, we will see, my loathsome copy. And this, Metal Sonic ends up charging Sonic. However, Sonic dodged the attacks, as him and Knuckles once again take on Metal Sonic, while Tails and Mecha Sonic take on Silver Sonic Mark II. And that's because as the two of them quickly take to the skies, as do Silver Sonic Mark II, they manage to get out of the flying battery zone and fly in the middle of the sky. Mecha Sonic ends up telling Tails that he has to be careful, as when he tires out, there's not going to be an easy way to get to the ground. Tails nods in agreement. And it's because Mecha Sonic says trust him, which Tails says he does. And it's because the two of them begin to fight Silver Sonic Mark II. Mecha Sonic ends up punching Silver Sonic Mark II in the face and using lasers. However, Silver Sonic Mark II retaliates by using his finger guns and ends up kicking Mecha Sonic in the chest, followed by Spin Dash. However, Mecha Sonic quickly go ahead and get back up and will manage to grab him but throw him down. However, Silver Sonic Mark II quickly uses his boosts and will manage to get back up quickly. However, Mecha Sonic gets to use his Spin Dash and throws Tails into him, allowing Tails to deliver his own Spin Dash. However, not going down without a fight as well, Silver Sonic Mark II ends up grabbing Mecha Sonic's leg, tends to throw him into Flying Battery. However, Tails stops this from happening as well, Spin Dashing him again, while also using Tails as well, throws him down, allowing Mecha Sonic to get out. Meanwhile, that's happening as well. Sonic and Knuckles remain to team up against Metal Sonic. Knuckles ends up punching Metal Sonic in the face as Sonic goes for a Spin Dash, badly damaging Metal. However, Metal's not going to let it fight. And while they're fighting as well, Knuckles ended up catching something as well. He noticed parts that ended up where he damaged Metal Sonic. Potentially a place where they could reprogram him, like Mecha Sonic. And considering the fact Metal Sonic's clearly stronger than Mecha Sonic, that could be a huge advantage as well. And thus, Knuckles ends up getting this idea as well, with him talking to Sonic as well. And thus, Sonic realizes that there is huge advantage to this. And thus, they agree, and thus the two of them begin to continue to clash Metal Sonic as well. And once Tails and Mecha Sonic end up coming flying back into Flying Battery Zone, dealing with Super Sonic Mark II, Sonic and Knuckles end up delivering this idea to both Mecha Sonic and Tails, and the two of them like the idea. However, they have a highly doubt that they're going to be able to do the same for Silver Sonic Mark II. It's pretty obvious they haven't damaged him to the points where they could reprogram, and more than likely considering the fact that Silver Sonic Mark II absolutely hates Mecha Sonic, there's no way that's happening. And that's because as the fight continues as well, them all going out. Mecha Sonic ends up using Spin Dash as well in Silver Sonic Mark II. Silver Sonic Mark II recognizing his pending Doom decides to retreat, leaving Metal Sonic for the heroes. And this it being a 4-on-1 fight, and Sonic and Mecha Sonic managed to keep up with Metal Sonic. It's pretty obvious that even though Metal is strong, he's struggling heavily. Knuckles punches Metal Sonic in the face, still grabs him, throws him down to the ground. Mecha Sonic ends up punching Metal in the face and kicks him to the ground alongside this, and Sonic ends up spin dashing into him, damaging Metal more and throwing him to a wall of Flying Battery, allowing Knuckles to deliver a finishing punch, as does Mecha Sonic as well, grabbing him and throwing him down to the ground, completely knocking out Metal. And thus, Tails ends up realizing he can use his advantages and that they have to do this now before something bad happens. And thus, Tails immediately goes ahead and begins to try to reprogram Metal Sonic. Though this one's a lot more challenging than Mecha Sonic. Although Mecha Sonic is still powerful, Metal is greatly far powerful than Mecha Sonic either way, with Mecha Sonic even admitting this as well. However, Tails assures Mecha that he will offer more upgrades to keep up, but they focus their attention back on the Metal. After a while, Tails does manage to figure out a loophole with the help of Mecha Sonic, and thus they do in fact manage to reprogram Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic manages to wake up, as Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Mecha Sonic are all in a defensive stance, ready if Metal tries anything funny and if the reprogramming fail. However, Metal ends up waking up and looking around, and he ends up turning to them. And he isn't hostile to them, an indication that Metal Sonic is in fact being reprogrammed successfully. Metal Sonic ends up asking, "Where's Silver Sonic Mark II? He left you, Metal. He left you for dead. However, thankfully we managed to reprogram you. How do you feel?" "Fine." Metal Sonic ends up turning to Mecha Sonic as well. "Did the doctor do the same to you?" "Yes, he did." "He's right. He left him on Angel Island. He could have simply abandoned him just like that. Was I can do the same thing to you, Metal." Metal ended up contemplating this one, ended up putting his fist on the ground, saying, "How dare he?" And if you're wondering, Metal Sonic's pretty much similar to Omega, but rather than being angry like Omega for simply just being left around in a bunker or whatever, Metal Sonic's anger that Eggman essentially abandoned him like that, with Silver Sonic Mark II flying away. And this Metal Sonic essentially now wants revenge, similar to Omega, but he is in fact a great program, and is in fact a good guy now. Thus now is an ally to Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. From there, the heroes arrive at Stardust Speedway and clear through the zone as normal. However, this time, rather than having Metal Sonic be the boss of the zone, this time it would instead be Silver Sonic Mark II, as he's waiting for them. Silver Sonic Mark II would inform Eggman essentially what happened to Metal Sonic, and Eggman's both shocked and pissed off. Shocked that Metal got defeated, and pissed off that Silver Sonic Mark II left him there, and now he's been reprogrammed, he's now on the hero's side, due to the fact that Metal was the strongest robot. And because he orders Silver Sonic Mark II to head over there, and to beat them down and kill them. However, you would also give Silver Sonic Mark II a couple new enhancements as well, since he knows if Metal Sonic's not on their side, Silver Sonic Mark II is going to need all the help he can get. Thus, we managed to go ahead and get some quick adjustments to him and some new abilities. Thus, he tells Silver Sonic Mark II to head over there and to get rid of them, as he's getting tired of this. Silver Sonic Mark II says he's will, and thus ends up flying over there, confronting the heroes as they make their way to the end of Stardust Speedway Act 2. Sonic, Metal Sonic, Mecha Sonic prepare themselves for the fight, as Silver Sonic Mark II comes down and demands that they stand down or else, as he pulls out his finger guns. However, Mecha Sonic ends up coming flying and punching Silver Sonic Mark II in the face, followed by Metal Sonic grabbing him and throwing him down to the ground, and Sonic spin dashing into him, Knuckles punching him in the face, and Tails grabbing him and throwing him down to the ground. The Silver Sonic Mark II now knows what they want to do, and that's because he ends up punching Tails in the face, ends up grabbing his Tails and throwing him into Knuckles, and ends up uppercutting Mecha Sonic. However, Metal Sonic ends up grabbing Silver Sonic Mark II by the arm, ends up elbowing him, followed up by a knee to the chest, and then allowing Sonic to spin dash into him, and the Silver Sonic Mark II gets thrown into the air, so Mecha Sonic ends up uppercutting him as well, and Knuckles ends up gliding into the air, ends up punching Silver Sonic Mark II down to the ground. However, Silver Sonic Mark II is not done yet, and ends up kicking Knuckles in the face, knocking him out cold. Tails attempts to come in as well with a spin dash as a Mecha Sonic. However, ends up grabbing Tails' spin dash, he would throw it into Mecha Sonic, damaging him. However, Mecha Sonic would end up getting back up, however, and would end up punching Silver Sonic Mark II in the face, allowing Metal Sonic as well to kick him in the face. Sonic would end up going in for a spin dash of his own. However, Silver Sonic Mark II would retaliate with the homing attack, catching Sonic off guard. However, Metal Sonic would end up coming in as well and protecting Sonic with his black shield. And not only that, he would end up grabbing Silver Sonic Mark II when throwing him into a wall, punching him in the face. However, Silver Sonic Mark II managed to get back up, only for Mecha Sonic to fire lasers at him, forcing Silver Sonic Mark II to dodge and use his finger guns. And alongside this as well, he ends up managing to knock out Sonic, thus leaving a 2-on-1 fight, Metal Sonic and Mecha Sonic versus Silver Sonic. Metal Sonic and Mecha Sonic are managing to go toe-to-toe with Silver Sonic Mark II. As with the new upgrade, Silver Sonic Mark II is still struggling due to it being a 2-on-1 fight, and Metal is still slightly more powerful. And it's because it's Mecha Sonic and Metal Sonic in the end managed to go ahead and get the advantage, and Silver Sonic Mark II realizing if he doesn't do something now, he's going to be defeated, and eyeing some rubble, and as he quickly uses his finger guns, destroying some parts of the wall, and then he ends up grabbing the rubble and ends up throwing it at both Metal Sonic and Mecha Sonic, forcing the two of them to dodge and allowing Silver Sonic Mark II to get away. As Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles regain conscious and try to stop him, Silver Sonic Mark II ends up punching and kicking him in the face, allowing him to get away and report this back to Dr. Eggman. Eggman even more pissed off and saying that they're going to have to rely on the hardball heavies for a while now. Silver Sonic Mark II is going to need repairs. Silver Sonic Mark II saying he understands, and as he flies back to where Eggman is. Meanwhile, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Mecha Sonic, and Metal Sonic continue to make their way through the zones. The heroes then arrive at Mirage Saloon and quickly make their way through the zone. However, throughout the entire time, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Mecha Sonic, and Metal Sonic can't help this feeling that there's something bad's about to happen, as the fans' ruby ends up going off. However, there's no magician there, as bad start to appear. However, we take them down, with Metal Sonic and Mega Sonic being huge help thanks to their boosters, and we managed to go ahead and clear them all down. However, they're still shot down, and thus they have to go through the zone on foot. And after managing to clear the zone on foot, they arrive at the area where the original timeline we ended up fighting the Heavy Magician. However, this time, the Heavy Magician's not there, nor the rest of the Hardball Heavies, as heroes stand there shocked as they see Silver Sonic Mark II standing there, now in possession of the Phantom Ruby. They are all shocked as Silver Sonic Mark II talks, with them explaining that the Hardball Heavies have officially been destroyed, and now he has the Phantom Ruby, and now he will use it to destroy them all, and to show that he is Eggman's greatest creation. And thus, the Phantom Ruby activates as the fight begins. And that's where we end part 2 of What If Mecha Sonic Was Good. So what did you guys think of part 2? Hope you guys liked it. Make sure you guys go ahead, like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below thought about it. And also, did you guys expect Silver Sonic Mark II to get in possession of the Phantom Ruby and how he would seemingly destroy the Hardball Heavies? Or how about did you expect Metal Sonic to be on the hero side? Or this is me for the future. and make a new robot to replace Mecha Sonic. We'll find that all out in part 3. Before we go ahead in this video, like I said, make sure you guys go ahead, like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below what you thought of it, and I'll see you all in the next one.